the crown of the Balaton. The architectural history of the medieval phase of the construction of Tihanyi Abbey. The tales of Tihanyi speak of fairies, the famous Lake King, but also of miracle healing. King Andrew I, albeit independent of these stories, was taken with this scenery and the spirit of the place when he set foot on the Isle of Tihanyi. According to the founding letter of Tihanyi Abbey, the king, for the sake of his own salvation and that of his descendants, made a donation to the Virgin Mary, Bishop St. Anianus, and the church at the place which the people call Tihany, located above the Balaton. Andrew I, in 1055, along with the Benedictine Abbey, he also founded a thriving farm. The three-aisled basilica with an emporium was built at this time. Behind its sanctum, an external crypt was built to be the tomb of Andrew I. However, the king did not find eternal peace. His younger brother Bilo revolted against him again in 1060. Their dispute ended with the death of Andrew, who, according to his wishes, was laid to eternal rest in Tihany. The abbey continued to grow in the Middle Ages. The 1211 census cites 590 castle folk. Abbot Uros expanded the monastery at this time with a rectangular cloister structure on the southern side of the church around the cloister garden. The locals dug a ditch around the abbey for protection, and the peninsula was cut off from the mainland with ditches and walls. The Tatar invaders were unable to cause much harm to Tihany. After the conflict, the abbey's castle was indeed built on Chucheg, Peak Hill, and later the monastery itself was surrounded with a stone wall and tower. Who would have thought that Tihany, located in the heart of the Kingdom of Hungary, would one day become a border fortress? In October of 1555, with only a dozen muzzle-loading muskets, and mainly by brave hand-to-hand combat, the defenders of Tihany achieved victory despite being outnumbered. "I have never seen such daring folk as ours," writes Captain Mihai Tokuru of his raid-seasoned Vitez men. In the period following the siege, the buildings underwent significant renovation. 2 round towers could be built at the eastern corners of the monastery, as well as a stone wall fortified with internal earthwork surrounding the church, with its roundel at the northwestern corner. The southern continuation of this wall was built from palisades on the monastery's southern and western side, and its corners were fortified with roundels. A wide moat bordered the abbey, which was thus accessible only by a wooden bridge constructed in the middle of the western side. On the external shore of the moat, a fence and a thieves' garden of sparsely positioned stakes was made. All this, however, meant nothing during the course of the 15 Years' War. In October of 1594, after the fall of Győr, Turkish soldiers invaded the island of Greece. 4 years later, however, their luck would change. Győr came under Christian power, and Turkish forces left Tihany, as they had left nearby castles.